As E3 is just around the corner, there are so many games to be excited for. In this video, we will be taking a look at 10 new PlayStation 4 games gamers want to see at E3 2016. Keep in mind that all of these will be new games, so games that are already revealed will not be present on this list. With that being said, let's get right into this with number 10. Number 10, a new Siphon Filter. Bend Studio is one of Sony's more underrated developers. Those are the guys that worked on Siphon Filter, Resistance Retribution on PSP, and Uncharted Golden Abyss on the PlayStation Vita. Their track record is very consistent in delivering quality titles. They have been working on a PlayStation 4 title since the release of Golden Abyss back in 2012, and we still don't know what it is. Maybe it's a new Siphon Filter game on the PlayStation 4, maybe it's a brand new IP entirely, but it's about time we see Bend's new game. Number 9, Visceral's Star Wars game. When EA acquired the rights to create Star Wars video games, you know that they were going to get the most out of it possible. Star Wars Battlefront was a gigantic commercial success, and they aren't stopping there. Visceral Games, the guys that are best known for working on the Dead Space games, are developing a brand new Star Wars game. This one will be different than Battlefront in that it will be single player focused. Rumblings have called for it to be an open world RPG, but take that with a grain of salt. Whatever it is, we need to see it at E3. Number 8, Sucker Punch's Spiderman game. Sucker Punch has been one of Sony's premier studios for over a decade. They developed the Sly Cooper titles and the Infamous games, two very good series. Now the rumors are calling for them to be developing an open-world Spider-Man game exclusively for the PlayStation 4. That is very exciting. Sucker Punch knows how to create beautiful open worlds. We saw that with Infamous Second Son. Spider-Man is a license that hasn't really had the level of quality in its games that it deserves. Sucker Punch could do it justice. Let's hope we see it at E3. Number 7, Jak and Daxter 4. This is one out of left field, and I personally don't think we'll be seeing it. Jak and Daxter is a series gamers always want to see come back. The first 3 games were so good, and a 4th game on the PlayStation 4 would make the possibilities endless. However, what gamers also want to see is Naughty Dog work on a Jak and Daxter game, and their plate is probably full at the moment. Is Jak and Daxter 4 unlikely? Probably. Would gamers love to see it? Absolutely. Number 6, God of War 4. Sony Santa Monica has been relatively quiet over the last few years. They've released some smaller games in collaboration with other studios, but as far as AAA releases go, we've heard of nothing since the release of 2013's God of War Ascension. Gamers have been clamoring for a God of War 4 since the announcement of the PlayStation 4. It's a series that has always excelled in presenting the highest quality visuals possible, and the fact we haven't seen a game built for the PlayStation 4 seems like a crime. E3 2016 seems to be the perfect place to announce God of War 4. Let's see some gameplay too, because I'm sure it will blow people away. Number 5, Kojima's PlayStation 4 exclusive. Metal Gear Solid 5 marked the end of Hideo Kojima's time with that franchise, at least for the foreseeable future. We know that he has established Kojima Productions as an independent studio and is working on a brand new console exclusive for the PlayStation 4. This will likely be a brand new IP, so it's hard to predict what exactly it will be. The fact that Kojima is working on the game already has gamers excited. I know asking for gameplay at this point is probably a bit too hopeful, but even a teaser trailer would be fine, just something for us to analyze. Hopefully we'll see it at E3. Number 4, Bloodborne 2. This is one not too many people are talking about, but it is very possible to happen. We know that Sony and From Software have a partnership, and Bloodborne was the first game in that partnership. It was a phenomenal success, both commercially and critically, so it only seems obvious that they will work on a sequel. The original Bloodborne was revealed 2 years ago at Sony's E3 conference. Dark Souls has always had a 2-year release cycle, so it only makes sense if Bloodborne had the same. So with all of that, it seems very possible that we could see the announcement of Bloodborne 2 at E3. Do not sleep on this one. Number 3, Crash Bandicoot on PS4. Oh, Crash Bandicoot, this seems like the one game that Sony is just trolling their fans with. From Sean Layden wearing a Crash shirt to cameos in other Sony video games, it just seems it's prime time for a new Crash Bandicoot game on the PlayStation 4. There's only one issue: Activision still owns the rights to Crash. That doesn't mean a brand new Crash on PS4 is out of the realm of possibilities. Sony and Activision could come to an agreement to start up the development of a new game. With all the hype surrounding the franchise, someone must have picked up and realized, hey, we should do something with Crash. At some point, a new Crash Bandicoot will happen. There's a lot of money in it. Will it be revealed at E3? Who knows, but I know gamers would love to see it. Number 2, Red Dead Redemption 2. The first Red Dead Redemption game is heralded as one of the best games on last generation platforms, maybe the best. From the open world setting, the fantastic main character, the story, the gameplay, the content, everything was done so well in Red Dead Redemption. So it only makes sense that people have been clamoring for a sequel for the last few years. Now that it's been a few years since the release of GTA 5, one would think Red Dead Redemption 2 is primed for an announcement. Let's be honest, it's a guarantee we will see a new Red Dead game in the near future. What would be even more amazing if it was announced with a fall 2016 release window. That is entirely possible and gamers would jump in joy. Whatever the case may be, let's just hope we finally see Red Dead Redemption 2 at E3. Finally, number 1, The Last of Us 2. The PlayStation 3 had an absolutely loaded library of exclusives, but arguably none better than what came towards the end of the console's life in The Last of Us. It had everything a AAA game could want: a gripping story, engaging characters, beautiful visuals, even a pretty good multiplayer mode. Last of Us was a near perfect game, but it was also a game that left the gamer with several questions unanswered. Naughty Dog has been busy working on Uncharted 4, and now that's finally out, it's likely their full attention will be focused on The Last of Us 2. It's very possible that the game has already come along in development in the background. We probably won't see gameplay at E3, but a teaser trailer is very likely. It's been nearly 3 years since the original's release, so it's time for the announcement of the sequel. So that wraps up our countdown of 10 games gamers want to see at E3 2016. What do you think? Do you agree with our list? Disagree? Is there a game you want to see that wasn't on this list? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.